Hey guys, welcome back to the Seriously Ghetto Workshop, and ladies too. Uh, the mailman has been good to me today. I've got everything I need to build my Space One, which I'm going to call it the Space Dragon. Richard gets the Space Ghost, and that's cool. And I kind of wanted to show you what I got and share that with you. Some of it's pretty cool. Now, you guys probably remember from Richard's build this Space One FPV Racing. I forget exactly what the name of it is, but anyhow, it's a special edition, I guess, something like that. It was on sale for a little while. It was pretty cool. So, got this, and I got it partially assembled. You can see what it looked like, but it's going to get cooler than this. Even I'll show you what I got. And we'll just go in no particular order. First, got these LED lights that come in a strip like this. You can cut them. I hope you can see this. This is hard to see, but along every little line there, you can cut them to the length you need. You can even just take one off if you want. And these little solder pads, voltage in one side, voltage out the other side, and you can just follow them right on around. You link them together. You can configure them in Clean Flight or Betaflight. 70 cents a piece. That's not too bad, really. And they're self-adhesive on the back, so we don't need any extra sticky, I don't think. And kind of looking forward to putting a different pattern on, something a little better than just a straight bar. And they're programmable, so I like that. Let's see. Next thing on top of the box here, some more dowel props. Got some more red 5045 bullnose and some triple 5045 bullnose. I know I got to tell you, I don't really see that much difference in them. I think the triples, I don't know, they might be a little zippier. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. I'm not that great a pilot anyway. I don't push it near as hard as some of you guys, but the truth is I like them both. And I kind of like the way the triples look sometimes. Hey, you know what? Girls have shoes, I have props. Okay, I got different props. I change them sometimes just because I want it to look different. I got some black ones too, but most of these quads are basically black, and I kind of like the way red looks against it. So anyhow, that's that. I'll just pull the box out here and go through it. I've got some of this mesh from Multi-Rotor Mania. It's pretty cheap, comes by the foot. Your like motor wires go through it, and I guess I can just tack it down to the arms after that, but I thought that would look good on there to cover up some of the wiring instead of some of that dull red or black heat shrink tube. It's pretty cheap too. I mean, a little bit of bling. Didn't cost very much, and I think it'll dress things up a little bit. Let's set that out of the way. Let's see. Then we've got here, which one is this? Let's see, I better get it. Oh, this is a Zeus 4-in-1 20 amp ESC, Little B Pro, 20 amp. It's 4-in-1, and it's got a little connector here. Takes a little 6-wire connector like this, which I'll have to splice it to make it fit. I got a couple extras too, because it goes straight to the flight controller. Just plugs right in there. I'll have to splice the other end on, and then that goes, or I could put it onto pin headers if I wanted to put a pin block on, but goes straight to it. You don't need a PDB. You go from the soldering pads here. You put straight 3 or 4S battery power to it, you know, your XT60 connector, and then jump straight from here to the flight controller, because it can also take straight 3 or 4S battery. I don't need a PDB anymore, and everything that I need is right here. Let's set this aside for a second. Move on. This is just like the flight controller I got before, but it's Airbot's version of it. It's the same thing. Frankly, the documentation that comes with it is not all that great, not really any better than the one I got from Ready to Fly Quads, but Multi-Rotor Mania has some documentation on their site which I could download and print out if I wanted to, but frankly after I see it, it's pretty cool. I'm already liking it on my DL265, and I'm certain I'm going to like it on this Space Dragon too. It's just a pretty cool. I've already done a little review on it. I'm telling you, I like this flight controller, guys. Move that out of the way. Got some neoprene landing pads. They're Luminaire. They didn't say that on the website. It just, that's what they happen to be. They didn't cost very much. I've already put one set on my DL265 because it didn't have any landing gear on it. That'll save the bottom plate a little bit. I bought an extra set just because I'm pretty sure I'll need them sooner or later. The Space One actually came, I don't know if you can see them in the bag or not, actually came with its own little neoprene landing pads, so I've got an extra set. That's okay. I'm happy with that. I didn't like those bobbins I got for anti-vibration last time, so I bought some of these O-rings. They're Luminaire also. I think they're actually made for one of the QAV birds, but they'll work with anything. They just go between the board and the nylon standoff, and that's pretty cool. They again didn't cost much. There's 8 in a pack, and I think one pack will be enough, but I got a spare set just because I'm sure I'll use them again. Then we have, let's see, I got a little jumper for my video transmitter. The other one I got, I just didn't fit right. I kind of needed this 90 degree on this, the way this is going to fit, so that'll come in handy. But it's kind of just like the one Richard made, only maybe not as pretty. Richard really makes some pretty stuff. I don't know how he does that, but it's pretty cool. There's that. Let's see, I got a couple more of these cables in here that I bought some extra ones. Those are, they don't all seem to be wired the same color in the same order, but Ready Made RC has them. They're like $1 or $2 a piece. I got a set of those too, just for the hell of it, because I didn't know if I was going to get any extra. Actually, Multi-Rotor Mania had told me that either the ESC or the flight controller was supposed to come with it, but didn't, so they just threw one in for me. But the wires aren't all in the same order, the colors, and I didn't want to get confused. These are, like I said, $1 or $2 a piece, so it wasn't much, and I'm sure I'll use them. So these are the ones that will go on the Space One because they're the same color. Then we got a little bit of bling here. Told you guys I like red. Again, Multi-Rotor Mania. Screws and standoffs for the frame. They're the same size. I'm gonna replace the ones that's on it because I think this will look really great. And in fact, once I know what size screws I need for the motors, and the bottom screw for the 4-in-1 ESC, which will be on the bottom, it won't be a PDB this time. I'll probably get screws for that too, just because I like that little bit of red kind of everywhere it'll fit. A little touch here and there ought to look really, really good, I think. Let's see. Knew I was going to need another receiver, so I got another XSR. I think it was $25, $26, something like that. It's not really too bad. It's been a good receiver. It's very small, as you can see. I mean, I got my thumb right next to it. It's just a good receiver, and it doesn't cost very much. I really like this for working with my Taranis. And then let's see, you ought to have something else in here. Oh, we've got a couple of, because I've had a little bit of noise in my video. Let's see if I can get my thumbs to work and get this thing open. These are little mini or micro, I can't remember what they call them, LC filters. And work up to 4S. Yeah, mini LC filter. Can you see that there? I hope it's hard to see. Yeah, mini LC filter, and just goes between whatever power source is going into the video transmitter and the video transmitter. So it just splices in one side out, and that's supposed to eliminate all, or if not all, probably most of any of the noise and lines, and help with a lot of the dropout. I'm also going to do something different with my antennas this time too, because I think I've kind of got them covered up a little better than I need to. The heat shrink and these little tubes I put over them, I'm going to do something different this time so they're more exposed. That's a little standoff kit. I kind of already had some of these, but these are really just for it. And I wanted red, but they didn't have red in stock, so they gave me black, and when red gets in stock, I'm sure I'll replace them, because I told you I like red. Girls have shoes, I have my quads and props and bling. I'll be getting red on there. And then, just for this build, and I've kind of got them plugged into each other because I've been playing with it, I just wanted to see. First, I got a Foxeer, what is that, HS1177. I'm pretty sure that's the one Richard uses. And I've seen a lot of people use them and seem to like them. I've figured out how the cable goes already. I'll have to shorten it up a little bit, I think, but it plugs right together with this Cricket from RMRC, I think it is, or Get FPV, which, forgive me if I'm saying the wrong one. I think it's RMRC. It's a Cricket 600 milliwatt video transmitter. It's got a nice little blue aluminum anodized case, one button, push button to set the channel and the band, and then it powers on and off. A little digital readout there, so and it's pretty small. I think it'll fit underneath the top plate pretty well. That's I've seen some reviews on that. People seem to like them pretty well, and I'll tell you, comparing this to the Lumineer stuff that I bought last time, for instance, the camera, I think the difference between this camera and that Lumineer is about $10. I think that's really, I think it's the same camera when you get right down to it on the inside. I think once again Richard Wright is probably just paying for the name, which I'm not unhappy with that camera. It took me a while to figure out how to get into the settings for OSD. Man, it was kind of a pain, and this is probably going to be the same, but this one's 39 bucks and that was like 50 or 60, something like that. So, you know, Foxeer from now on, I'm guessing. This Cricket was also, I think it was a little less expensive than the Lumineer video transmitter that I got, and but it's got a case, and it's see, did you guys see that there just now? See how my thumb shakes if I get it just right? Just a little, just right there, it just trembles. That's what's happening when I'm flying. Anyhow, so there's that. The bracket I won't need. That's the bracket for the camera right there. I won't really need that for this build because I've got that side plate on the frame that I'll be using for that. And I think with that, the box is empty. The only thing I'm missing is the motors, and that's another story. I ordered them from a source on eBay. I've used that source one time before, and they put my stuff on a really slow boat from New Jersey. Took like 2.5 or 3 weeks to get here to Joplin, Missouri from wherever they are in New Jersey, and that's just kind of unreasonable. So this time I asked them, could I pay a little extra and get it, you know, ship priority mail or something? I'd like to have them in a reasonable time. They said sure. They sent me an invoice on PayPal. I paid them, and then I got a shipping confirmation. They put them on the slow boat anyway. I'm just a little bit frosted over that, and I probably won't order anything from them again. I'm not going to mention any names. I just, damn. You know, I ordered some 4S Turnigy graphene batteries on Hobby King, just, I mean, within minutes of about the time that I ordered this stuff. And I got them today. They were in the warehouse in Hong Kong, and they were at my door today. So, you know, halfway around the world in a couple of days, from New Jersey to Joplin in maybe 2.5 or 3 weeks. I can't see that, man. That's just not, I ain't built that way. So we'll work something out. I'm actually considering cannibalizing those Schizo motors off the DL265 that I just got working, because I really want this one to be up. But before that happens, I guarantee you I'm going to go fly some FPV with it first, because I just got batteries, I just got started in that, and I after 3 months of struggling with that thing to finally get it to fly, I'm just not willing to take it apart yet. But before the weekend's over, once I've had a chance to fly it and have some fun with it, it's something I'm going to have to consider, because I just don't want to wait 3 weeks for motors. So anyhow, that's it for now. I'll keep you updated on my progress. This is Ed from the Seriously Ghetto Workshop, where the mailman has been good to me today. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.